Every week, the white trucks and trailers of West Wind's Farm roll into farmers markets and local neighborhoods across Tennessee, offering organic, grass-fed beef, pork, lamb, and poultry products. West Wind started about 14 years ago, almost as an accident when two Oak Ridge environmentalists fell for each other and then for farming. Today, West Winds is Tennessee's sole organic meat producer, supplying markets from Memphis to Knoxville to Atlanta and to the rest of the country via the internet.
About 16 years ago, Ralph and I were working in Oak Ridge. We were both environmental professionals. I was an environmental regulatory specialist, and Ralph was a geotechnical lab manager. We got married and started to feel like we'd like to do more to be more sustainable. We felt like there was so much consumerism around us and that we were such consumers. We wanted to do more to produce things for ourselves. And we found this place, West Wind Farms. When we bought the place, we did everything you're not supposed to do. Took out an advance on all of our credit cards. We took an advance on our 401k, loan on our 401k, just to put down the down payment. And we had to continue working full-time in order to continue to pay for it. I mean, we had nothing. And so I grew up in Knoxville, and I grew up in apartments my entire childhood and never had any experience with farming. Ralph grew up in Nashville, downtown Nashville area, and he never had any experience with farming. And so this was all a whole new experience for us. But we knew we could do it. We knew we could start to produce things for ourselves and become more self-sustaining and less consumer-driven. We had originally just intended to farm it for ourselves and not really farm it, but just garden and produce our own food. And the more we produced for ourselves, the more people saw what we were doing and they wanted to have us produce a little bit for them too. It was totally in line with what our philosophy was on life, that we needed to be, we needed to protect the environment, to do more to try to improve our little place in this world, and that maybe we could just make a living at this. When we started farming here, being environmentalists, we were thinking about what this farm needed. We had livestock on the farm because we felt like that's what the soil needed. We knew we didn't want to plow it, and it needed continuous grazing. Then we had all of these animals on the farm, and we were vegetarian. we had been vegetarian for decades, and so we had to, we had to start learning how to deal with these animals. I remember the first chicken that we processed. We had a book open that was telling us how to do it, and it described all the organs and everything and where they were. And it probably took us, 5 hours probably to process that first chicken. But it's like, okay, what's that? Okay, take that out. Is that a gizzard? What is that? But that was the best chicken we'd ever eaten. It was so good, that first chicken we ate. And it was worth all 5 hours of it. It was so good. Here at West Wind Farms, we operate a large grass-fed beef operation that is large relative to most small farms. We run Angus, Simmental, and Red Devon mixed breed cattle here on this farm. They help with rotational grazing. We insert them when we need to have more of the grazing in specific paddocks. We use the cattle to follow behind the sheep sometimes on the heavier pastures. And so only a few of the animals are kept here of the cattle, and then we keep the rest of the cattle on another 700 acres that we lease. All of our acreage is organic certified pasture, and that's all that the animals eat. We have a lot of infrastructure in place to do the deliveries to our customers. Behind me are some of the coolers that we use. We have about 100 coolers, just like this, that we use to pack orders in and deliver them to neighborhoods. All of our sales aren't at farmers markets, but we do go to 8 different farmers markets every week, sometimes some of them twice a week. We go to Memphis and Knoxville to do deliveries. We also go to Nashville, Franklin, Chattanooga, Atlanta, and all parts all around. So roughly we'll spend about 2 day trips or probably 3 day trips a week, just traveling to markets where we're gone all day, and travel about probably 2,500 miles each week. But in addition to those markets, we do the neighborhood deliveries with these coolers. We have 3 walk-in coolers, at least 10 by 12 each, approximately 15 chest freezers that are in use at any time. And then we have the 3 delivery vehicles that we use. So you can see that it's quite an operation where it's a distribution center that we have to work from, getting our product out to our customers. We were one of the first direct selling meat farms, probably the first in Tennessee. You know, we were the first ones to show up at the farmers market. We decided to do our own meat processing for several reasons, to keep more control over our final product and be able to have a greater diversity of products than what our butcher might be able to do himself or be willing to do. We produce specifically for chefs. One thing in particular is our little small chickens. Chefs seem to like the smaller chickens that we produce, not the regular whole size. And so we do those just for chefs. We've been doing this so long that we developed some different products originally, and then we just add on as customers ask for more things. And so now, after 15 years, we have a really good selection of products. All in all, I guess we have about 175 or so meat cuts available to customers. They're not all in stock at all times, but we try our best to keep them in stock. Maybe 150, 175, something like that. I haven't counted them exactly. We've got 250 total products available to customers. So I was trying to separate out what wasn't actually meat and poultry. So we hustle.
The best beef jerky you'll ever taste in your life comes from here, from West Wind Farms, and grass-fed cheeses, the best.
Chicken bologna. While bologna is not necessarily considered a health food, West Wind makes a chicken bologna that's organic and it tastes delicious, and all their spices are wonderful, and my son's been looking forward to it all winter long.
But there's a declining interest actually in local certified organic. People just want local. People are interested in organic agriculture to the extent that they understand organic. They think of cattle grazing out on green pastures and chickens being able to run around free. They think of the whole system working together, with the birds and the insects and everything working together. The local food movement started because they wanted to be able to see where their food was coming from and verify that it was their idea of what organic was. So we do have organic certification, and we are their idea of organic. We're both. For Ralph and I, our future is probably going to be pretty similar to what it is now. We hope that we are an example of how people can start with absolutely nothing and develop a productive, profitable farming operation. People say that can't be done, that you have to inherit land or you have to have experience and that sort of thing, but we're living proof that you don't have to have experience. You can start with nothing. I mean, we had nothing but a dream and a prayer, when we got started, and an intense commitment to organic production and sustainable production. And if you have a desire to maintain the land and to improve the land, and if you're willing to work hard, that it can be done. I mean, we did it. We love what we're doing now, and wouldn't trade it for anything.